from a Philippine basketball perspective, there is another story that's coming up. We're gonna play a little bit of a clip here.
Yeah.
So this is, yeah, I was a bit disappointed at this, but let's just do that. Let me see if I still have it. Yeah, okay. I gotta say I was a bit disappointed at seeing this, but let's do that. So I'm gonna play a clip right now. So this is Quinito Henson. He's one of. Do you think he's a color commentator? Who do you think is the best color commentator in the NBA right now?
Probably not just a color commentator, but also a writer. One of the best sports writers.
I think this is. I think Quinito Henson. I mean, I'm probably just overstating this or a bit hyperbolic.
The dean. Yeah.
He's called the dean for a reason. He knows a lot of stuff. I think he's like a UB Brown in my book. From a commentating perspective, from knowledge perspective, he's been in the game for so long. He knows so much stuff. He wasn't a coach, but his knowledge of the game when we were growing up was indispensable, right?
And not just basketball, boxing also.
Yeah, he was calling a lot of Manny Pacquiao fights back in the day with Ronnie Nathaniels.
Mr. Rattling Run.
Mr. Ronnie, rest in peace, Ronnie Nathaniels. All right, so let me play this. So just to set the stage, Quinito Henson, the Dean Quinito Henson, was on Naveen Ganglani's podcast. So Naveen is one of the more credible journalists in Philippine basketball, especially college hoops.
Right.
So he's really plugged in, and he's built a reputation for. I think he's trying to be the Philippine champs.
Right.
We can give that, sure, no problem.
Yeah.
But he's very there a lot. I respect his work, and so they were discussing about this specific bit. So just for context, in the Philippines, there's two specific. I mean, in the NBA, it's only the NCAA, right? Sorry, in the States, it's only the NCAA, and there's Division 1, 2, 3, whatever. How many divisions it has? Yeah, something like that. So NBA has multiple divisions, right? And in those divisions, there's separate leagues, like the Big Ten, the Big Pac-West, whatever. Yeah, something like that.
Yep.
So in the Philippines, the difference is there's only two Division 1 leagues basically. Right. So there's the aptly named NCAA.
Right.
This is not the US NCAAs, but it's the same. But and the UAAP.
UAAP. Yeah.
So there's two big quote unquote Division 1 college leagues.
Right.
Now, we talked before about foreign players in the PBA.
Right.
But in these college leagues, they essentially allow you to bring in foreign student athletes, or what they call FSAs.
Right.
So you give scholarships to these kids, usually from African countries, and then you give them a full ride, and then they play on your team, especially that.
Yep.
But just to highlight, these guys usually aren't those types of guys who you just dump the ball to.
Yeah.
These are more, I would say, I don't know if you agree, but they're a bit more raw.
Right.
And then they're not really like some first option kind of guys. And that's not a detriment to them. It's just what it is, right?
Yeah.
But from our perspective, Ateneo has had some great foreign student athletes.
Yep.
Most notably, Ange Kwame. I mean, I think he should still play in the PBA. He's more of a Filipino now than anything, to be honest with you. He's been in the country for a while. He's lived there, man. He's Filipino. Let Ange Kwame play in the PBA, please.
Yes.
All right, but Ange Kwame, one of the more... He started out really raw. He started really, really raw, but he's developed into a very formidable defensive player.
Right.
And he's probably one of the better defensive players in the history of the UAAP.
Right.
Now, schools in the UAAP can only get one FSA. So there's now a rule change that's going to happen, wherein they're going to get allowed two. So each school now can recruit two foreign student athletes, but it can only play them one at a time. You can switch them every game, but you can play them one at a time. First and foremost, I want to get your thoughts. What do you think is going to be? Is that good or bad for the UAAP to have that kind of rule set?
like the are you talking about like the two or the more so of
the two
having
student the
them
two, yeah,
having them on the
having
floor at
two.
the same time?
No, it's more like having. I mean, do you think having more foreign student athletes is
I
good
mean,
for the league or not?
it should always be good for the league, not just because not just because you're giving these kids an opportunity to you know to get their education in the Philippines, but also you're giving you have that it's kind of like the imports in the PBA. You have that little bit of added outside competition um, that you know you kind of get from the from the FSAs. You have that a lot of the FSAs they're 6'10", 6'11" in height. Some of them almost 7 feet. And um, you have that it becomes more, I guess, competitive in a sense where it's not like in the PBA where you give the ball to the import and let him do his thing, but here like the FSAs are more like they are a missing piece in a team's roster. Like for example, we got Ange Kwame. He was that missing piece at center that we needed after I believe when he graduated. I believe it was Ike
Yeah,
as
Ike.
well. There's Ike, and then we had Kwame after him. So we they're a lot of the foreign student athletes that we have are they're great defensive players. They may be raw offensively, but they have it's a matter of them plugging in the holes that a team needs. So I think
Right.
it's always a good thing, for for the UAAP to have that kind of competition there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, iron sharpens iron, right? And
Yeah, of course.
that's what this is for. We
Yeah.
talked about this with the imports before, but look, let's play what Quinito has to say, and then we can talk
Right.
about it. So,
Yeah.
all right. So let me just play that right now. Oh wait, no, there you go.
Volume.
Sorry, let's do that again.
Yeah.
I just want to play it.
Sort of, yeah.
Wait, one more.
I'm sure look good.
Says do not have a place in the UAP. No offense to any of those players. We're a Filipino league. I don't mean to be discriminatory. I don't mean to be racist. But I'm saying that, like in the NCAA, looks like they have more progressive minds over there than in the UAP. FSAs, let me tell you, they're simply imports. And they belong in the professional leagues, even in the ways. These FSAs.
All right. So
Yeah, there's a little bit of audio. So
it's playing on your side as well.
yeah,
There you go.
my side, yeah.
What are these FSAs? They're mercenaries. They're imports. And they say,
All right. So what's going on here is that let's break down what Quinito just said. Okay. First and foremost, man, Quinito just sounds like an ukay Skip Bayless over there, man, just ranting like that.
Crazy.
He talked about a
Yeah.
couple of things that kind of scratch my nerve. All right, I'll let you drink
Yeah.
your water. But look,
Yeah.
what he said was a bit weird. He said that the UAAP is a Filipino league. He didn't mean to be discriminatory, and he didn't mean to be racist. So he's essentially saying he is. Essentially,
If you have to say,
Hey,
you're
look.
not.
that's just come on, bro. Look. He sounds like a discount Skip Bayless, man. That's what that rant sounded like to me. First and foremost, what do you think about that angle that it's the UAAP is a Filipino league? What do you think about that?
It's it's a Filipino league, but it doesn't have to be exclusive. You know, I mean, we've like, it's just, doesn't it? There is really no, I mean, look at our school, like Ateneo, or UP or LaSalle. We're we welcome international students to our campus. It's the same here in the U.S. The schools here welcome international students who wanna get a degree here, and you wanna be part of the educational system here. We welcome international students. That's just a difference with the paperwork they have to file, and of course, they have to get like student visas and stuff like that. And I think it's the same also for the FSAs in the Philippines. But given that our schools are very inclusive, so that inclusivity has to extend towards participating in sports, participating in sports teams. So for the dean, Quinito Henson, to say something like they have no place in the UAAP, or that the UAAP is like a Filipino league, just doesn't make sense, and it's so uncharacteristic of him to say something like that, given his credibility as a sports writer and and as an analyst in the PBA, and in Philippine sports in general. So it just gets my head scratching. Like, why would you say something like that when you know that the schools that we have in the Philippines, the colleges, are very inclusive, and and what we welcome international students from every part of the world.
That's an amazing point.
Yeah.
That's an amazing point, first and foremost, right? If Kai Soto was recruited by an NCAA school in the States, you wouldn't be saying this, man.
No.
Japeth Aguilar was recruited and successfully played for an NCAA school in the States, and you were so goddamn proud.
I remember this. Now that you mentioned Japeth Aguilar, I remember when he was recruited, or when he played for Western Kentucky. I remember Quinito doing a piece lamenting that Japeth Aguilar was not getting any playing time with Western Kentucky.
I remember that too.
He talked smack about Courtney Lee, who's Japeth's teammate. He said that Courtney Lee was a ball hog, but where Courtney Lee ended up in the NBA. So, but he was lamenting the fact that Japeth Aguilar was not getting any playing time at Western Kentucky.
See, I mean, look, this is where Quinito's argument falls apart, in my opinion. Right. So he was doing all that, propping up Japeth Aguilar, like he should, right?
Yeah, of course.
He's Filipino. Philippines.
I was so happy that he, when I found out he was gonna go to Western Kentucky.
Yeah, it was bad for us because he was gonna be part of that core in Ateneo, right?
Oh,
but he went to the States.
That. Imagine if we
Imagine how good he would be in Ateneo. Yeah. He would have dominated the local leagues.
He was already blocking shots as a freshman.
Yeah, he was really good.
Yeah,
but he did what he had to do, and props to him for that. Right. But Quinito Henson was singing his praises back then. It was okay it's okay for Filipinos.
Yeah.
To go to the NCAA. It's okay for someone foreign to go into the NCAA US, but it's now bad for a foreigner to suit up in the Philippine college league.
Man. Yeah.
Make it make sense, Quinito.
Yeah.
What's that? All right, and also, Quinito Henson wasn't talking all this stuff when Ben Mbala was dominating the UAAP.
Yep.
Ben Mbala was the consummate definition of what an import is.
Right.
They gave him the ball. Ben Mbala was very good. Okay, let me give him. He's one of my favorite guys to watch in the UAAP back then.
Right.
He deservedly got the ball every time because he's that good. So LaSalle played around him.
Yeah.
Right? And they won a championship because of him.
Right.
right? And he wasn't talking all this stuff back then.
No.
That was okay back then, but for some reason, it's not anymore now that everyone has picked up on the game.
Mm-hmm.
Because, as we mentioned, getting all these foreign student athletes comes at a price, right?
Right.
You got to recruit them, you got to house them, you got to
Yeah.
give them some money.
Oh,
you
yeah.
got to pay them essentially. I think
Yeah.
that's one of the parts that I agree with him.
Right.
These guys are recruited like professionals.
Right.
That's fine. I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
But back in the day, it was only Ateneo and LaSalle doing it. Now it's everyone, and now
Yeah.
suddenly you're mad.
Right.
It doesn't make sense to me. The hypocrisy is insane with Quinito Henson here. And I disagree with what you said, man. I disagree with what you said. This is par for the course for him. Because I believe that Quinito Henson is part of the problem with Philippine basketball and how he sees it.
Right.
Right? He's the way he's pushed this agenda in the PBA is disgusting to me. Right? The PBA has failed to evolve partly because of the stuff that Quinito Henson says.
He says.
He's stuck in the 90s. We're not in this game. The game has evolved already.
Right.
We're not supposed to think of the game as, we're only Filipinos. We're only this. No, it's
No, it's not
look
that,
at look at the other Asian leagues adapting.
Right.
They're allowing more imports. Right? They're just putting rules in there to give the local players more playing time.
Right.
But they're not saying we don't want imports.
Yeah.
Because you said it best. These guys, these foreigners, give your local players a different taste of what basketball is outside.
Right.
And it forces them to adapt.
Mm.
Let's just give it a selfish example here.
Imagine from an X's and O standpoint, like, imagine the adjustments we had to do just to stop Benembala. Because that was just such a bitter ending in 2016.
And look at this. Aj Kwame wouldn't have been this good if not for Benembala being there.
Yeah.
We have to understand that
Yeah.
the Ateneo team formed by Tab Baldwin wouldn't have been that good if it wasn't for Benembala.
Right.
Benembala being there, being the dominant import that he is, elevated the Ateneo team.
Oh, yeah.
Essentially, and what happened after that? With Ateneo being elevated, UP became elevated.
Right.
You see the domino effect that happened there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Without those teams, without LaSalle recruiting this beast
Right.
of a foreign student athlete, the other teams wouldn't have evolved as much as they
Oh,
did.
yeah. Oh,
And as we said,
absolutely. Yeah.
Call them imports. Call them whatever you want. But without these guys, the game, the UAP wouldn't have evolved to what it is now.
Oh, yeah.
And now it's become a place where you gotta have a foreign student athlete that fits
Right.
your team.
Right.
So I mean, it's just I don't know. It's just such a boomer mindset that he's just talking all this stuff because adding more knowledge, adding a different kind of flavor
Yeah.
to what you already have is a good thing. It's good for your game.
And him saying that, that, foreign FSAs don't belong in the UAP, they belong in the PBA. Like, bro, they're there to study. They're there to study. Especially Ateneo. You can't just be on the basketball team and not, and not get your grades up to par,
Well, maybe he's speaking on behalf of his school. Maybe they're not as strict. But we know Ateneo's strict.
Well, we know Ateneo's
We
strict,
know
yeah.
we know Ateneo
absolutely.
requires
Yeah.
its players to find time for studying and athletics.
Yeah.
Ange Kwame wouldn't.
Yeah.
Right, Ange Kwame wouldn't be playing if he was failing his classes.
Right.
Because that's how Tab Baldwin has set up this team.
Student first, athlete second.
Right?
Yeah.
That's how Ateneo has set up their team.
Yeah.
And they've lost so many good players because of that.
Oh, yeah.
As much as it was disappointing to lose quality players,
Oh, yeah.
I totally understand where Tab Baldwin is coming from, making sure that these kids get an education first.
Right. Yeah.
Right? So what are we doing here, Quinito Henson? Why are we saying that these foreign student athletes are taking local players' jobs? If they're good enough, they wouldn't lose their job.
Yeah.
right? This is on the players themselves to be able to adapt to this.
The standard
This is on the players themselves to develop.
The standard is getting high, and we have to accept that.
This is on the coaches to make sure that the local players fit into the system as well.
Yeah.
If the coach just gives the ball to the foreign student athlete, that's on them.
Yeah.
Right? Ateneo has enough money to recruit a Benimbala. To someone like Benimbala. It's like, just give him the ball and dominate. But that's not the way they run their team.
Nope.
Right? So instead of blaming the players, instead of blaming the foreign student athletes, I think you should be blaming the coaching, should be blaming the development. Because the foreign student athletes are not the issue here. And I'm so glad that Ange Kwame clapped back.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ange Kwame.
Yeah.
He clapped back. Right? This is not what you should be hearing from someone like Quinito Henson.
Yep.
Who's one of the more respected, probably not so much now, journalists in the Philippines.
Right.
It's just horrible. And to be honest, I mean, Quinito's really been slipping a while. He's showing a lot of bias already. We all know he's from LaSalle, and you know how biased he is with that.
Right.
So whatever, man. Look, I think Quinito Henson is now a discount dollar store Skip Bayless.
Skip Bayless, yeah.
With all this is take, it's just horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, he showed how narrow-minded and just, dude, this is borderline racist, man.
This is,
you know, I don't even want to go there, but it kind of feels that way. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely, it does. Having that, wanting that exclusivity for Philippine collegiate basketball goes against not just the goals of sports in general, but also goes against the ideals of our schools. Where we welcome everyone, no matter where you are. You have the opportunity to study, get a good education in the Philippines.
Right, it's just closing the doors to these foreign student athletes is not a good thing.
No,
the other Philippine College League, NCAA, has already instituted a ban on them, which I think is just not good for them. And we'll see what happens in the long term from a basketball perspective. But if we've seen, I'm not even gonna go this deep, but if you're looking at the people, the college kids that go to the Asian leagues, and we put how many of those came from the UAAP versus those who came from the NCAA.
Right.
I think I'm going to rest my case on that one.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah. Now,
look,
speaking of... Oh, what's that?
Now, what did you say?
Yeah. Okay. Now, speaking of foreign student athletes, I was trying to find that bit where Kwame clapped back, but I came across an article just 5 hours ago regarding the Philippine team, which Norman Black is going to coach. And there's a list that came out here of people who have committed to Gilas. So there's 3 big names there, man.
Okay.
Number 1 is Ange Kwame.
Nice. Shout out to Ange Kwame again, man.
Number 2 is
Love that guy. Love watching that guy play.
Yeah. Number 2 is Justin Brownlee, of course.
Nice.
Number 3 is Ray Parks.
Yes, finally! I'm so happy that Ray Parks is part of the Philippine team again.
And the other names that are here are Matthew Wright.
Oh my goodness! Okay.
David Defonso, who we mentioned earlier. Remy Martin.
I love that guy's name.
Yeah, man. And the guy who we talked about last week, Jason Brickman.
Jason Brickman is gonna probably be drafted first 3 picks, probably top 3 pick. Yep.
And I haven't heard of this name. I probably have heard of him. VJ Pre.
Oh, he's been I think he just transferred to was it UP or LaSalle or something.
Yeah.
He's from FEU.
Right.
And he's one of the better rookies out there, but he transferred to from the juniors. Sorry, he's going from the juniors league to the seniors.
To the seniors,
but I believe he transferred to from FEU to either LaSalle or UP. I'm not.
Yeah.
I think I'm leaning towards UP.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went to UP.
Yeah, I know. Knowing Coach Norman, he's the type of guy who will pick players that fit puzzle pieces. So, yeah.
And look, this is probably. I'm gonna go out on a limb and just say that it's totally unfair because you have Anchwami in there.
Right.
But this Gilas team that's being formed right now is turning out to be a little bit better than the last Gilas team that was formed.
Right.
All because of a couple of things here. You got, number one, you got Anchwami in there, which is he's a defensive beast. Okay, he's gonna be able to lock people down.
Yeah.
And number two, Matthew Wright. Matthew Wright is what's been missing from Gilas, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So Matthew Wright is one of the better shooters in Philippine basketball.
Yeah.
Okay, so the problem here is I don't even know why he's not being recruited for Gilas. He's one of the better shooters.
Right.
Okay, he's a knockdown 3-and-D guy.
3-and-D, yeah.
And he's one of the he's been missing from the PBA. He left the PBA to play in Japan.
Right.
He's that good. But look, he's one of the better shooters in Philippine basketball, and I'm surprised that he hasn't been called up because he's he was already included in that pool that they had before, but he's already also played for Gilas before. So missing him from recent iterations has been huge because I mean the team has been lacking. Gilas team has been lacking a lot of shooting.
Right.
And Ray Parks as well. We all know what Ray Parks can do.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know why they left the guy off the team, but I'm so happy that he's back because he's one of those 3-and-D guys that he can play. He's athletic as hell.
Yeah.
And they need a lot more of that. He can break down defenses basically.
Yep.
So that's what they need. So I expect nothing less than a gold medal from this team. I think there's a lot more people that are going to be committing to this team eventually.
Right.
But again, let's not get our hopes too high because this is the Southeast Asian League, right? This is the Southeast Asian Games where you don't have China there, you don't have Australia, you don't have New Zealand,
Korea.
You don't have Korea in there, Japan. It's only basically the teams in Southeast Asia, which the Philippines has historically dominated, except for 1 year.
Yep.
So this is great. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But they're still expected to win the gold, and I expect them to dominate. Anything less would be a disappointing result. So they have to get back. I think this is a good way to get back the confidence for the Gilas program. And hopefully Coach Tim Cohn takes some notes because there's some players in that current pool right now that would be very helpful to the. I hate to call this team the Team B, but the Team A, the main Gilas team that Tim Cohn has.
Yep.
They need to get more players in there, and hopefully, I hope they get SJ. My dreams to get SJ in there. I want Ray Parks in there. I want Matthew Wright in there. At the very least, just so and obviously hopefully Kai comes back strong.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's hopefully what that team would look like.
Yeah.
In the future. I mean, we talked a lot of shit today about that. Look, dude, I really want to get your dad on. I think it's time. We got to schedule it one time. I want to pick the brain of someone who's actually worked inside of the league. We'll talk about it.
I think we should do that.
We get your dad to schedule. We'll see what happens.
Let's see where we can get him. Yeah.
But look, I hope that I think the Kawhi thing won't be concluded for a while.
No,
but it's gonna be fun to watch. But meantime, we got the NFL season going on.
Yes, sir.
Glad football's back. Watched the game last night.
Yep.
Pretty. Yeah, I'm so glad I'm not a Cowboys fan. But look, the games are gonna kick off soon. I'm so excited, and we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that next week.
All right.
All right, that's it for now. Thank you for joining us. Please like, subscribe to our stuff, and see you next week.
See you next week.
Nice.
All right.